Okay, so far we got started. We got the first part of the slideshow copied and pasted, some images replaced. Before I move forward, because this kind of bugged me when I paused, this image that I copied here, it's a little bit larger than what the screen allows. And if I go back, I'm going to click once to select it, see how all the corners are lit. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say that I want to crop it. See how it changes. The corners they have those dots in there, but now we have these little bars that if you get close enough and you click and you hold, it will allow you to bring in the size of the image so that it crops it inside of the available space. And then that way you don't have to worry about it during the presentation that it's too small, too big, that it goes all over the place. It should fit just right in the size. And maybe it'll take a little bit of practice. As you can tell, I'm not perfect at it. I'm gonna make sure that it's about that size. Okay, and then to accept it, you click outside, which is kind of weird, but that's how it works. Now it's the same size as the rest of the presentation. So let's move on. I'm on slide 11 here. This one says that it's got 117 slides. The first one that I opened had 90 something, and it's usually somewhere between 90 to 120. And it sounds like a lot, and they are a lot, but I've already got a tenth of it done, so don't worry about it just yet. Okay, so before I skip it, the prayer of the day is also should already be in my text file here. I will delete things that are already done. I just highlight and delete. The prayer of the day. So there's 4 lines, as it would seem, at least right in my screen, and we have in this particular template already a few of them. This is last week's, which only turned out to be 1 screen. 4 lines on Notepad doesn't mean that it's 4 lines here. So this is something that you're gonna have to get used to. Let's see how much it actually is. If I highlight all this text and copy, I can come and press Control A to select all and Control V to paste, but it's a little bit long. So we don't have to make it all fit in 1 page. You can use 2 pages. I'm going to press Control Z to undo that. So rather than pasting the whole thing from Notepad, I'm going to do half. I'm going to go to the place where there is a period, copy this, come back, press Control A to select all, Control V to paste, and then just sort of fix this a little bit by changing the spacing, adding spaces, adding returns, kind of making it a little bit closer to the middle. I'm going to click on the slide itself. I'm going to press Control D to make a duplicate copy. D as in David. I now have two slides that have the same content, but the second one will be replaced with the rest of that prayer. I'll select all in the second one, the second slide, the one that's just a copy. Press Control V to paste. I'm going to change the spacing here a little bit so that it reads a little bit better, or at least it looks a little bit more centered. And now I have 2 slides that contain that one prayer. Move on to slide number 14. Here's the first hymn for this program. If I click on my notepad, it's a hymn for gathering. I'm going to delete text that's already been used. So there's going to be 2 numbers in the hymn notations. One of them is going to be the GTG, and these are the electronic files that we have access to. That's that directory that I kept open. That should still be open over here, that WJK. It's number 121 in here. So I could go slide down here and look for 121. And if I slide all the way to 121, or slide past it, because I was thinking of another number, you should find it. Okay, so 121. It's right here, O Little Town of Bethlehem. So sorry about the distraction there. But what I was thinking of is I said, I don't usually do this, but that's one way to do it. What I usually do is I select the name of the hymn, copy it, and in Windows, at least, in Macintosh, there's a way to do this too. If I'm in the folder with all the hymns, I can click on search and paste the hymn title. So Little Town of Bethlehem, press enter, and it quickly searches and it tells me there's 121. I can double click on the folder that it found. And here we want to look for the melody. There's a couple of melody files. One of them's a PDF. I recommend you do not use PDFs in the presentation. There's already PPTs, which are older versions of PowerPoint, but they still work just fine. So I'll double click on that to open it. And it opens it up also in PowerPoint where I have the presentation I'm working on open. And that's fine. We can switch in between windows. We need verses 1, 3, and 4. The other number in the program, PH44. This is the page number for the hymnal that is used in church. And this is the number that needs to be presented on the presentation. So if I go back to PowerPoint, I already copied A Little Town of Bethlehem, the title, and I go back to the slideshow. I'm going to select the name of the title of the Hymn for Gathering from the last time. It's in between the quotes. Press Ctrl V to paste, and because I copied it from Notepad, it knows that it doesn't need to be italicized until it's pasted. The verses that I wanted, 1, 3, and 4, and it's on page 44, so I'll change that information. Page 44, and it's 1, 3, and 4. Confirm that. 1, 3, and 4, page 44. So then I have the music to the hymn from last week. We will not be using this week. I don't need to save it for the next one. So I can go one by one, delete them. I can select the first page of the hymn, press my delete key, goes away, and so on and so forth until I'm back to this one page. I need to click on the one that I just changed with the title and the information about the hymn. And then from the PowerPoint that we just opened, I'm going to get rid of that. Well, first of all, get rid of that message. I don't need the title page, so I'm going to delete the page. Be careful when you're deleting pages for hymns that you have saved on your drive. Make sure that, yes, you delete the pages individually, but then that you don't save the file because you may need those pages later. I know I'm going to keep one, and then there's 2. We need 1, 3, and 4 for this particular hymn, so I'm going to delete 2. Both verses there, or both pages. So I have 1, I have 3, and then I have 4, and I needed 1, 3, and, well, now I forget, is it 4 or 5? One, 3, and 4. So let's go back. PowerPoint, 1, 3, and 4 are actually already there. 1, 3, and 4. So at the very top, I'll click on number 1, that first slide. I'm going to press and hold the Shift key, and then I'm going to slide down with the trackball here on my mouse all the way to the bottom. I'm going to press Shift and click on the 6th slide. That means that they're all selected now. If I do that, I think that I could also simply click on 1, press Ctrl A to select all of them since I deleted the ones I don't need, and then right click and copy or press Ctrl C. You can't see copy, but I'm clicking copy. I'm going to close this hymn. Be careful not to save it since I made major changes. Don't save, but then I click on the title of the hymn, press Ctrl V as in Victor, and that pastes. Notice how there are some black bars on top and the bottom. we can correct this by right-clicking on the slide and then say format background, and we're going to give it a solid fill, and the page is white, so as long as we do this solid fill and use the color white, you can find it in your theme colors right there, and it did it for all the pages. When I move on, there's another resting place here, and then we've completed all the way to 21, so 20% of this particular slideshow seems to be about done. I'm going to take the opportunity to save. I'll save, and I'll see you in the next video and continue to copy and paste.